Customer retention is the third stage in the funnel from getting your customer from a visitor status of not knowing anything about your product or service all the way through to making that purchase. So let's talk about what customer retention is and some strategies that you can use to enforce the customer retention strategies in your marketing. So as I mentioned, the funnel that we're thinking about is the one where we have customers who are visitors starting at the acquisition stage, where they don't know anything about a product or service, through to activation, where they've taken that first step, and then finally retention, which is what we're going to talk about today. Now, customer retention is the marketing strategies that you use to get your customer to become a habitual user of your product or service. So after they've taken that first step with activation, how do you keep them coming back? Now, there's a lot of ways that retention shows up in the different products that we use. So if you think about Quora as an example, it's a questions platform where someone might come and ask that first question and then never return without some prompting. And so that's why Quora uses email digests that try to entice the customer back to ask more questions and engage with the platform again. Similarly, Zynga uses email to actually capture churned customers. So those are people that have played and then left for a while and need a reminder that, hey, the platform's still there and they should come back and still use this service. So how do we do that? Well, there's 3 different things that I want you to think about when it comes to retention tactics: stage traffic, the speed to the aha moment, and email engagement. So stage traffic isn't exactly a strategy in the way that we would think. So when we're starting, we have a set group of people, we might try things out, and then we think we'd usher them through the rest of the funnel. But what I would encourage you to do is put some effort into really testing your funnel, testing the customer's path to a sale or to a success, and doing that with a smaller group, and then iterating and growing that group bigger and bigger until you have a well-proven funnel and customers that love the process end to end. So before you decide to scale, you really want to make sure that the funnel you're establishing is a strong one. Now, with speed to aha, it's really understanding how your customer gets value from your product or service and moving that up in the process as early as possible. So if you think about onboarding as an example, and this is some screenshots from Twitter's onboarding experience, the value in Twitter is really connecting with people and having content that you can consume in your list, right? And so with Twitter, they saw that people were joining the platform, but they weren't really following people or they didn't have followers. And so they couldn't get to the point of actually engaging with any content. And so what they did in their onboarding experience was set their customers up for success by introducing people they could follow and content they could consume right out the gate. And so that's how you speed up that value add experience so that it's as early as possible in the customer's experience. And then lastly, there's email marketing. So with email marketing, it's a great way to capture people that have left the platform and you don't have the opportunity to interact with directly. Email helps you get them where they are and bring them back into the fold. And there's a number of different strategies that you can use to do that. But at its core, you're essentially communicating with your customer and reminding them that you remember them and you still have value that you can share.